Hey guys, so recently I made this button and released an short tutorial on how to create this button in interaction in Framo. Since then, a lot of people have been asking me to do an in-depth tutorial on how to do this button interaction in Framer. So without any further ado, let's try to create this interaction. I'm going to teach you how to create this button in detailed steps. First things first, we're going to select a layer, like frame, and then drag and drop it across the screen, and then let's create a text layer on top of it, and then what's this, delete this. Yeah, the frame is created. Let's change the name of this frame from frame to button, and then we don't have to worry about the width and height settings. We're going to set this to fit content. So let's try to create a text. Let's press T and then create a text right here. Join us for free. Join us for free. I've been really bad at typing these days. Yeah, join us for free. There we go. We have created the text animation. Let's click on the button layer and click on layout. Click on this plus icon on the side of layout, and then we're going to set this as the direction horizontal, and then space between we wanted to create another frame, and then both of those things has to be separated at the either side of distance. Let's create a new frame right here, and then it goes on top. Let's drag and drop this because we need this. So join is for free, but text is on the top and the frame is on the on the left and right side. Let's change the width and height for this frame from 36 to 40. Okay, let's link these two things together, and then let's try to create a radius from 0 to 999 to make it exactly like a circle. And then let's click on this button and also do the same for the radius 999, and then it becomes an exact circle. I can able to see that the text layer and the frame is just at the extreme corner. It's just touching the tip of this buttons. So what we'll do is we'll add a padding for the button. We'll click on the button layer, we go to layout, and then not in the layout, I'm going to click on the shadows. It's not in the shadows. What's happening? In the layout panel. We're going to set the layout padding to like 10, and then the text and the frame gets pushed off from right here. So I wanted this, and then let's click on the button layer. Let's delete this fill color and then add a border. We're going to add it as white, and then this frame is going to be white. And let's try to name this frame as icon wrapper because I'm going to wrap this around an icon. Okay, it's the text con. So text is right here, and change the color of this text to white from black, and then everything is visible right here. So let's click on this icon wrapper and then click on the plus icon to insert a new icon. Let's search for icon, and then let's click on material, and then a material icon is created inside of Framer. Let's go to the material section, and then we'll just search for this icon manually. We need it as arrow forward, and the icon is ready. Let's click on the plus icon, the color, and then change the fill from whatever color it has to white. And then let's change these two things with the height of this SVG icon from 60 to 160, white is 16. Set the height to 16, and then click on the lock icon so that it doesn't move. And then let's try to place this material icon inside of this icon wrapper. Drag and drop it across the icon wrapper. So now it is inside this icon wrapper, and then the color of this icon is white. Let's set this to dark, and then let's add a new layer so that it becomes the material comes in the exact center. Let's click on the layout, and then center, everything looks fine. Let's click on this icon, and then let's set the position from relative to absolute. And I feel like icon is really small. Let's create something like 20 cross 20. Yeah, now the icon looks really nice. Let's click on this icon and right click and click on create a component. Now a component layer is going to be popping up. What's the name of this button? I'm not going to set this button as button because I've already created a primary section right here. So let's try to give it a new name, what do we need to call it as? New button, or or just say primary CTA. Yeah, okay, let's click on create, and the button variant is now created. I mean, the default state is created. Like, what is happening right here? And this icon wrapper is not really looking nice with this. The padding is just too much, so let's try to create individual padding for this left and right of this button. Let's click on the variant one, and then we'll go to styles, and then we have padding right here. I mean, it's on the layout. Let's click on the layout individually, and it's going to be the right padding. Let's click this to file and see what happens. Now it looks exactly like the way I wanted to. So yeah, it looks really nice. What happened to this? This is going to be space between, and yeah, the gap, it looks really nice. Like, it's just too much. I think I have not given it as fixed width. Let's click on the primary CTA button, and then let's see. Yeah, it is not fixed width, so it isn't fixed width. Let's set this to fit content, and then click on the component right here, then see. I mean, like, we have to give this in the component since it is not a component. And then let's set the gap from this to 0 to 10, whereas the gap, it's in layout section. Yeah, let's set this to 10, and then everything is going to look nice. I mean, like, still the padding looks off, so let's set the padding to 10 itself manually. You can just enter 10 right here instead of doing the individual padding. Now it looks nice, but I think you can't see this icon right here. Let me zoom in, and yeah, you can able to see all these things right here, right? So what we'll do is we'll just create a new variant for this icon, and then call it as variant 2. So the first variant is going to be primary variant. You can also call it as low key. You can also call this variant 2 as Sylvie if you wanted to. It just depends what we want to set this variant in. I'm going to set this as primary CTA, and then default. I've been really bad at typing these keys. I'm going to invest in a new keyboard. Yeah, and then I'm going to click this as and set this as hover. And then I'm going to create a new variant from this hover state to something like this, and then let's click appear animation. And then this is also going to be an appear state, so let's create a new variant, and then select the variant 4, and then I'm going to name it as appear 4. So here's the fun part. Let's set this material icon from position absolute. In the first place, on the what happened? Let's click on the default state, and this is going to be position absolute. In the hover state, we want to do is we have to click on this material, I mean, like, icon, and then change the icon offset from 10 to minus 35. It goes in the right side, and set this opacity from 1 to 0 in the styles panel. Not the entire button, only the material icon. Click on this material icon, and then change the opacity from 1 to 0. Yeah, now the button, everything is visible right here. If I can zoom in, you can able to see these things. Okay, so far so good. Let's click on this appear animation. Let's do the same for this. Let's click on absolute, and then since it is set to negative position, let's set this to positive 35. So it goes to the opposite side. Let's do it more time so that it goes from this circle right here, and it is placed right here, and then the appear 4 animation is going to stay the same. We don't have to mention anything like this. So everything is done, and for that, let's see what the opacity of this variant is. If it is set to 1, we have to set to 0. If it is set to 1, so yeah, let's link this variance from primary to hover, and then we're going to set a mouse enter animation since we are going to hover this icon, and then set the delay from 0 to 0.25 seconds, and that's it. And from hover to appear, we're going to click on the flash icon and then drag this to appear, and then click on appear animation since it is going to do the appear animation after the hover is done. So let's change the delay from 0 to 0.25 seconds, and then press OK, and then leave this thing, and then click on appear, and then select this handle, and then pull it to appear for. So it is going to ask for interaction. Let's set this interaction to appear, and then do the same for this thing too. 0.25 seconds, and then the last interaction, click this connect to navigate section, and then go to the primary state. I can't able to see this. Let's press Ctrl and zoom out a little bit, and then you want to set this appear for to primary CT, and then I'm going to set this as mouse sleeve, and then set this to 0.25. You can give whatever duration you want for the last animation, that is the mouse sleeve animation. Let's see how this thing performs in action. Let's hover onto this thing, and let me zoom out so you can able to see, and then it goes from this to this. So the component is now created. Let's drag and drop this, or we can just copy and paste this thing to our desktop right here, and then we want to see how this button performs. That's it, guys. It's so simple animation. So if you guys are new to this channel, I make stuff about freelancing and web designing. Thanks for watching.